program. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Now, the topic is writing an award-winning book in Yoruba language. Yes. I know, and everybody will agree with me that writing is not a very easy thing. I'm a teacher, I can talk for hours, but there are days when I want to write and I will be stuck for like hours, for days, for months. So writing is a very tedious job, or a very tedious task. You would agree with me on that. So the first thing I would like to say is that any piece of writing, any literary work at all, that is going to have an impact will certainly cost the writer something. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that for you to have an award-winning book in Yoruba language or in any language at all, it will cost you something in terms of time, effort, and a thorough research in the course of pushing to do it. So from that, it seems to me that the work of a writer can be likened to that of a farmer, because like a farmer, the writer is actually passing a message, and that message is more like a seed, if you would agree with me. So the quality of your message is seen in your level of preparation, which is to say that, or which is why any writers, to me, I feel that any writers, the greatest reward of a writer, the greatest reward is knowing that your message, the message that you are passing across to someone else, is firstly being received, and then the second reward, the reward is that it has that desired change. What you want to see in them, it is bringing about that change. So having said that, I want to ask a question. Which language is easier to write in? Is it easy to write in English, or is it easier for you to write in Yoruba? I would like us to. Is it easy to write?
It's a concrete question.
It's tedious. Okay.
It's a concrete question.
You think Yoruba is tedious?
No,
Okay, actually, I believe Yoruba is very easy. I think English language is even more tedious for me.
You can think in Yoruba language, it's easier to write in English.
Well, the reason why I said so is because unless you are part of this new generation, if you are born in those times when I was born, you know, the first language you pick is your mother tongue.
It depends on the environment.
Really? Okay, yeah. I would agree to that. So I think it is easier to write in your mother tongue if you were brought up to it. So that's what most of us and that's why I said that if you are...
Two things are important. One, where you were born. Two, the school you attended. For some who attended private school, but for someone like the school I attended, was not like a practice. So it's very difficult for me to, I can speak Yoruba, but I cannot write it because there's nobody to teach how to write it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And there's name is still because I was born in the north.
Okay.
So I was born and brought up in the north. It's marriage that brought me here. So I don't know. I only speak it. I can't write it.
I can relate to what you said now because I stayed in the north for some years, for like 4 years, and I have students that they can't even speak. They are Yoruba students. They were born by Yoruba parents, but they hardly speak. So, like you said, the environment also affects. Okay, so that brings me to the 4 points. Now, for the purpose of this small talk, I'll be dividing everything. I think I'll have just 3 to 4 points. But under them, we will have some topics. So that brings me to the first point: knowledge of the language you are writing in. Now, Yoruba is a tonal language. Èdè Olóhùn ni èdè Yoruba. So it is a little technical. That's why everybody runs away from writing Yoruba. But for some of us, it is very easy. Now, the quality of your work as a writer has to do with how well you understand that language, how well you can speak it, and how well you can write it. So the quality of your work as a writer in any African language has to do with how well you understand the language and how well you can express yourself. Also, I would like to say that apart from the writer being like a farmer, the writer is also a teacher. You are the one with the experience. So you can't, like, as a teacher, I have to look for teaching methods to arouse my students to arouse their interest in my language. So in similar ways, the writer also has to look for a way to carve the story to interest his readers. Now, another thing that you need to take note of is the usage of words. Your usage of words. Ní èdè Yorùbá, I want to believe everybody understands Yorùbá. Ní èdè Yorùbá, a kì í lo èdè ṣakálá. A kì í lo ìgbà míì wà, a kì í lo èdè Yorùbá àjùmọ̀lò. Tá bá fẹ́ iṣẹ́ tí ó tó máa múnádóko dáadáa, èdè wa ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ èdè tí ó yanrantí. It has to be very, you don't use just diluted language, you don't use diluted words. You use words that catches people's emotion. I don't know if, sorry, I dropped some books. I just want to keep going on. I don't know if you've seen some of these authors' books. You've seen books from Ago-Iwoye, Abeokuta, and all of them. If you've seen some of their books, you would agree with me that the choice of words as a language, as an African language writer, is very, very important. So I've seen some books, I've seen many books written in Yoruba language, but only few of them interest me. Why? Because of the choice of words of the writers. So when I pick up a book and I just read some few pages and I see that the language is too watery, I drop it. Yes, and I believe that's the way to look to every other person. Now, these authors that I've talked about, I reread their books and I fall back on their books because of their choice of words. So whenever I want to write and I remember that it seems I've seen something like this somewhere, I go back to that book. I just go through it again. I read it again. Atoko Arere, written by Oladejo Okediji, is one book that I've read, like, I can't even remember the number of times I've read it. Because every time I get a new understanding, I get something new that I want to add to my own book. So your use of words is your usage of words is very important. And then we have usage of proverbs. Now many of us, for those of us that are writing in Yoruba, everybody said, wọ́n ní òwe lẹ́ṣin ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ṣin òwe, tí ọ̀rọ̀ bá sọnù, òwe la fi ń wá. So when you are short of words, you can always use proverbs. Now this is what I use most times. So you need a book on proverbs. This is Yoruba Proverbs and Philosophy by F. Abeokuta. If you are writing in Yoruba, actually this was a complimentary copy. So you would I would have to check it. Alright. So you need a book on proverbs. You need a book on proverbs if you are writing in Yoruba. And then it's important that you get a book on proverbs. Then orthography. Àkọ́tọ̀ ni síbẹ̀lì tuntun tí àwọn onímọ̀ tí wọ́n fẹnu kò lé lórí pé ká máa lò. Now, this book was what I used for my project. I reviewed this book when I was finishing from Olabisi Onabanjo University. Now, you can't compare this book, the way it was written. You can't compare the orthography with scholar like this. This one is written by Oke-Ilewo. It's long gone, it's late. Now, you can't compare the orthography in this book to the Ogo-Iwoye by Olabisi. So, you need to be updated every time. You need to update your spelling. You need to update yourself as a writer every time. The way we write in those times is different from the way we write it now. So, your orthography has to be updated. Now, I'll also be talking about EYD, your figures of speech. I don't know who talked about the figures of speech. Creative writer. Okay, both of you actually mentioned it. Bishop Wale, the way you use your language, because of speech, if you are aware that characterization, you need to know how to use them. Your language has to be, I don't know the English to use. Okay, and that brings me to the second point, creativity. We've had a little about creative writing, but I would like to point out some things too. One, observation. I worked at a construction company for some time, and one thing I learned from my boss is the ability to pay attention to details. As a writer, you need to be very, very observant. You don't just write because you are writing. Think of your readers. You think of your target audience. You need to be observant. You need to pay attention to details. Another thing is the use of suspense. The use of suspense in your book or in your writings. Some people don't know how to use suspense. Some people, I don't know, I think it was one that was saying that, maybe it was you, that was saying that on the first page, someone would have written all the story, even in the title itself, you know what the story is all about. So you need to create suspense that will keep your readers hanging till the last page, till the last line. Another thing is characterization, if you are aware. Now, many of us writers always get it wrong here. There must be a resonance, a kind of synchronization between because you are writing in Yoruba language, there must be a resonance between your characters and the Yoruba community. You don't take them outside the Yoruba community. You are writing in Yoruba, so you should bring something that can be visible in Yoruba language, in Yoruba setting. Now, there's an author that I was reading about. I think Adebayo Ajayi. She wrote "Stay with Me" in English. It's an English story, but she used this Ijesha dialect. And someone was actually criticizing her that she was not too vast in the language, but she actually told the person that her knowledge of the language is above average. She might not be perfect, but she's above average. So there must be a resonance between your writing, your characters, and the Yoruba community. You don't take them out of the community. They are writing in Yoruba. Now, another thing is empathy. You need to empathize. You need to enter that feeling. Your character, the feelings you have, the characterization you are doing, you need to enter it. I don't know how to explain that, but your characters, you should be in that movie. That thing you are writing, you should be in it yourself. You don't just write because you are writing. Think of those you are writing for. So you should be able to empathize with your characters, feel the emotions to be a good writer. Now, another point that I was talking about is objectivity. You must be objective in your writing. So it would be suicidal to crisscross into genres that you are not too strong in. You don't just dabble into prose, drama, poetry, just like that. If you are not professional, stick to one. If you know that you want to write a play, write drama, let us know that it is drama. If you know it is prose, write prose, let us know. If it is poetry, write it. Don't crisscross into everything. You choose the genre that you are most comfortable with. Also, you have to be objective in setting your target audience. Your audience, if it is face them. Don't put everything together. Don't model everything up. You must be objective in your target, in the setting of your target.